great people of Ghana, is your Nigerian God bless you, bringing you political news in our channel Ghanatube. Anti-LGBTQ bill is actually really causing so much trouble, and Sam George has urged the parliament to expedite approval immediately. That's to speed up the approval. Anything that will actually hinder it, he is not involved. According to one of the proponents of the anti-girl bill, who is also the Ningo Pran lawmaker, Samuel George, has urged the parliament to process the approval processes for the bill for onward presentation for President John Mahama. Since everyone is actually saying that President doesn't want to sign this bill, Sam George has actually urged everyone to really make sure that this bill actually comes out fast so that it will be processed. Sam George makes the point that the innocency of Ghanaian children and the sanity of Ghanaian values cannot be traded for any consideration. Hence, the need to expedite the approval of the bill. Sam George said he has taken note of the full statements Ghana made on the floor in relation to the government position on the draft solution L24. And he said he aligns fully with the letter and spirit of the text, and he is calling out everyone in the parliament to make sure that this process is actually speed up. Yeah, as you may actually know, this means to actually really accelerate, to speed it up, to make sure that everything works in hand so that this bill must be passed in this government. However, he said he could not in good conscience understand the decision to abstain in the subsequent vote. The vote is in conflict with Ghana's imposed position and my conscience. We must all at this time make our position clear and ambiguous. Like everyone, so many persons doesn't really want to involve themselves in this anti-LGBTQ bill, and it's as if so many of Ghanaians, even so many parliaments, are really not trying to really bring themselves out so that they wouldn't look bad. I don't know where they are hiding or what they are hiding, but Sam George has actually come out to really ask them what is the motive behind hiding and not voting, so that this bill will just be passed and everyone will know where they really stand. That vote is in conflict with Ghana's exposed position and my conscience. We must at all times make our position clear. Like I indicated earlier today with my colleagues in parliament, we have resubmitted the same bill that was passed last year by parliament, which President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, former president, refused to sign. And here he's actually brought it out that everyone will work and that the president must sign it. According to him, said, I urge Parliament to expedite the approval process so we present the bill to President John Mahama. The innocency of Ghanaian children and the sanctity of our values cannot be traded for any considerations. Let truth and our conscience and principles be our guiding light. The Minister for Communication wrote in his X page. According to what he actually wrote, he said, my position on the matter of LGBT plus remains steadfast. I have read the full statement Ghana made on the floor in relation with our position on draft solution L24. I align fully with the letter and spirit of the text. I cannot, however, in good conscience understand the decision to abstain in subsequent vote. That vote is in conflict with Ghanaian spouse position and my conscience. We must at all times make our position clear. Like I indicated earlier today with my colleague in parliament, we have resubmitted the same bill that was passed last year by president, which Akufo-Addo refused to sign. He actually tagged ex-president Akufo-Addo. I urge Parliament to expedite the approval process so we present the bill to President Mahama, and he also tagged President Mahama to this. The innocence of Ghanaian children and the sanctity of our values cannot be traded for any considerations. Let truth and our conscience and principle be our guiding light. Shalom. His comments came as a time when the Minister of Foreign Affairs clarified that Ghana did not vote at the 59th section of Human Rights Council's HRC to support LGBTQ plus rights in the country. A statement issued on Wednesday, July 9th by the ministry noted that the vote at the United Nations Human Rights Council was only about whether persons who identify as LGBTQ plus should be protected against violence and discrimination or not. The ministry said the vote which Ghana abstained from was not about support for LGBTQ plus rights, but rather the renewal of the mandate of the independent expert on protection against violence and discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. And Sam George actually has written his voice to say that he is not in support of these LGBTQs, and the process must be passed, and so that the process, everyone will actually know their stand. There was no vote on the support of LGBTQ, for which Ghana abstained, as he has been wrongly reported by the section of the Ghanaian media. The statement stated. The minister explained that Ghana took the decision to abstain from the vote in line with Chapter 5, Article 17 of the 1992 Constitution, which specifically prohibits discrimination on grounds of gender, race, color, ethnic, religion, origin, greed, or social and economic status. The resolution requests the independent experts to continue to report annually on the implementation of mandates to the Human Rights Council and the General Assembly in accordance with their respective programs of work. The vote, which took place on Monday, July 7, 2025, saw 29 member states vote in favor, 15 against, while Ghana was among 3 countries that abstained. Ghana did not actually vote at all. They didn't vote of anything. They didn't vote to support the LGBTQ. They didn't vote to really bring it out or anything. They just abstained from the vote. Then the ministry added that a statement delivered by the permanent representative of Ghana during the Human Rights Council subsection unequivocally clarified Ghana's position on the subject by stating, among others, that our understanding of the traditional definition of gender is the male sex and the female sex, especially when considered with reference to social and cultural differences. So there's nothing like LGBTQ. Similarly, sex in our view refers to either to the 2 main categories, male and female, in which humans and most other living things are divided and used for statistical purposes and policy monitoring. The ministry assured that government is very mindful of the public general opposition and government's strong stance against the subject of LGBTQ plus rights, and will not act in any manner to undermine the position. In May 2025, the Speaker of the Parliament, Abin Babin, announced plans to reintroduce the controversial anti-LGBTQ plus bill, which had previously sparked both local and international debates. The process legislation seeks to criminalize same-sex relationship as well as the promotion, advocacy, or funding of LGBT plus causes. If passes, the bill will increase the maximum prison sentence for same-sex actual acts from 3 to 5 years and impose jail terms for them who publicly support to promote LGBT plus. So now you know the stance of Ghana, where Ghana really stands, where it has to do with LGBT plus, because they've actually made it understand that what they know is just sex, or sex, male sex, female sex, that's the gender. They don't want any same-sex relationship, marriage, or any of these things. And Sam George has actually said that them abstaining from the vote does not mean that any of them supports it. And he actually called for the parliament to expedite, yes, the speed up the approval of this process. Please do well to like, comment, and follow. Put on a notification bell so you get all our news one by one. Thanks.